How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Hello there,
going
y'all.
on?
Welcome to the Grind Gang Show.
Yes, welcome to the Grind Gang Show. This is what, the
31.
31st episode of the Grind
31st.
Gang Show.
Yeah.
And we are going to do a special tribute to our friend and a special friend, E.Vincent,
special.
today. We do have a special guest with us today, Yadin Kol, a friend and a brother that would like to share some words on his legacy. So we're just going to start it off. You know what I mean? You know who we are.
You know what we do
Trip,
here.
Call me
Mega.
Trip,
Call me Trip.
You know, so
Yeah.
we're going to start it off with Yadin today. So Yadin, go ahead and tell us a little bit about whatever's on your heart.
Peace, family. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, no problem, man.
We're here to honor Vince and just to shed a little bit of light on who he was as a human being, as a man, and as an artist. And to me, Vince was he was my producer, first and foremost. He was a very close friend of mine, and he was a brother to me as well. And what I've come to discover over the course of time is that he was a brother to a whole lot of people.
Yes.
And he was a close friend to a whole lot of people. And he has left behind such a massive legacy of like just love, hard work, positivity, and just an immeasurable impact almost that we're still becoming more and more aware of over time. So we definitely lost a great light in this world, but I feel that his energy is so much more present.
Yeah,
You feel me?
definitely.
Since his passing, there's been like an event almost every day, some sort of tribute or vigil or just event that is centered around honoring who he was. And I think that that's extremely powerful and something to be grateful for in the midst of such a tragic loss. So just to talk a little bit about who Vince was, he wasn't just a great man. He had his hands in a lot of different things in the world and in the community. By profession, he was an educator in various capacities. He had been working in the school system for a really long time, and he was also an athletics coach. The sport that I'm most familiar with that he coached was wrestling, but I know he also did track and field. I think he did basketball once in time. And long story short, Vince just loved the kids. He would say random things like give the kids water. And he would talk about how he wanted to revamp the school system so that it better prepared the youth to be able to be successful in their lives after school was over.
Yeah.
So it was more than just business and music and good times, with Vince. He really cared about the next generation and the impact that they were going to have on the world. And he saw a lot of issues with the way that we were educating our children. And I think that that's something that we can continue to embody in our own, way. If you have access to any youth, make sure that you value that access that you have and that relationship that you have, and make sure you leverage it for something good. And if you are an educator or connected to the education system in any way, shape, or form, I think that there is a lot of things that could be better. I'll just kind of leave it at that.
Agreed.
And that's
No,
something
for
that
real.
Vince was passionate about. So I definitely wanted to lift that up, him being an educator, him being a coach, and just somebody that really, really loved kids and loved the youth and invested a lot of his time and energy pouring love and light into them. Beyond that, he was an artist.
A genius.
A musical legend to me.
Right.
He was the embodiment of so many different skill sets. He was a pool for resources. He could take any artist's vision and get it from A to B to C to getting it to the finished product. He was really everything you needed him to be. For himself, he was an artist, singer, songwriter, but he also helped other artists get their music together as well. And in that sense, he was just a excellent resource. He helped a lot of notable artists like Fox the Legend and Cairo put on amazing showcases. He helped a lot of artists, produce their first music videos and a lot of different other things. So I don't know what you could call him. I don't know if we could think of a title to put on this man, but he was really everything you needed him to be, and more when it came to this art.
Selfless.
To this art and this music. And we're going to get into his music today during the podcast, but what I'm discovering and what I just came to kind of fully realize is that his music was really good, man. And he was really on to something. I believe with these last couple of singles, he had definitely discovered his sound. But when you listen to what he was able to produce and bring to life, it's just awe-inspiring. And it was really good music. And it's something that I think will continue to inspire other artists to put out the best work that they possibly can. But something else I want to say about Vince is that he was unafraid. And even if he was afraid, he would still get it done. And I think that that's something that we could learn from. He would tell a lot of artists like myself, Ali Cherie, like, stop waiting. What are you doing? You have a gift. You have something to share with the world. Why are you not sharing it? What do I need to do, matter of fact, to get it done? You need money. You need recording time. You need an engineer. You need somebody to mix and master your project. You need somebody to record a music video. Do you want to put a show on for yourself? Anything you needed, that's what he was. So I just want to make that known and give some air to the fact that he was an artist. He was a true artist. This man loved music. And you could even say that, and he would say this as well, like he's not the best singer, but any real artist knows it's not just about the vocal talent. You got to have so many other pieces in place. And I just feel that who he was overshadowed any sort of shortcomings vocally, because he was doing things that amazing singers just can't do and won't be able to do for whatever reason. So this man was great, and any shortcomings that he had, he found a way to overcome them. But his greatness for me is like really tied to how he didn't just do that for himself. He did it for me. He did it for Ali Cherie. He did it for Kiana Watley. He did it for Fox the Legend. He did it for Cairo the Artist. He did it for so many other artists that I can't even really think of right now because it's that many names. A lot of us were actually in the midst of working with him when he passed. So he was doing the work all the way up until, he left us, at least in physical form. So yeah, we're talking about a legend. We're talking about a truly great man. And beyond his profession in the realm of education and him being a coach, beyond him being an artist, and really a lot of our managers and, everything we needed type of person, he was just a beautiful human being. And if Vince loved you, you knew it and you felt it. He would pull up on you and just ask you where you at. And he would just be there and just get to work, put his headphones on, start writing songs or working on somebody's music, but just be in the same space with you. And what I loved about Vince is that his love came with accountability. Vince would ask you the hard questions like, why are you playing with your gifts? He would ask you the hard questions like, I know this happened to you, but still, why are you playing, right? Like, get over it. And that nobody, you don't want to hear that all the time.
There wasn't no excuses with Vince. Ever. None.
No excuses. And anybody who really knew him, he probably pissed you off a couple of times because that's the type of, especially if you worked with him. But even if you were just a friend, he would have nothing to do with what you're doing, but he would see your greatness and you playing around with it, and he would speak to that. And if he needed to piss you off in order to motivate you to do the work. So Vince was about putting in the work, even if you were scared, even if you felt like you weren't prepared or you didn't have what you needed. He was about putting in the work and just doing everything that we can to be the best version of ourselves and to do the things that we say we want to do and to truly accomplish our goals and our dreams. And for him, one of the last things I'll say is that on his way out, he was really living his life. He was living his dreams, and that's why he wanted us to do it too. He was living his dreams. He knew what it felt like, what it tasted like, what it looked like to travel, to say, I want to put out an album, and then he really put it out. To say, I want multiple visuals, and he really got it done. To say, I want to produce other artists, and then starts producing other people. And then he decided he wanted to work with women specifically, and that's what brought him to the great Ali Cherie sitting right here and artists like Kiana Watley. And to be real with y'all, Vince loved women. And after these experiences, he was low-key like, I'm not really sure I want to work with men anymore. He liked the work ethic that they bring to the table, the level of professionalism that women bring to the table, just the sheer energy and the passion for what they do, and women not playing no games. I want to work with women. And so I definitely had to put my bid in because I had to come back around to him and tell him like, hey, bro, I need your help. I need your help with this next project. And he was helping me produce my debut EP. He helped me produce my debut single a few years back, and we had just dropped my most recent single from my debut EP before he passed. So I'm in the process of figuring out how I can finish that project for myself and for him as well, just to honor all of that work that we put in. But yeah, I just want to say that Vince was great, and he was a lot of different things, but ultimately, when it boils down to it, I feel that who he was fundamentally shined through his teaching, through his coaching, through his mentorship for his friends, his brothers, his sisters, through his music, and through him working with other artists to make their dreams come true. It's just who he was. He was a great man. He was extremely well equipped and capable. He was the hardest working person that I know, and he was highly favored. He just had a lot of love. And he was willing to put the work in no matter what. Tears in his eyes, he was willing to put the work in. So I think we can learn a lot from this man. And we have a huge weight on our shoulders, not in a bad way, but we are tasked with figuring out how we can do that in our lives, right? Like, how can I be the best version of myself?
Right.
And considering just the sheer impact that Vince had on the city, I also recognize that he was his authentic self all the Can I curse on the show?
Go ahead.
He was his authentic self all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm his brother. I'm there with him often. I'm working with him often. And I'm seeing all of these posts and all these people that he touched who I didn't really see in his daily life. And I'm like, how is he like
so many people you don't even realize.
Right. I'm
how
like,
did
people saying he
connect
checked
with-
up on him.
Yeah.
He pulled up on him. I'm like, how was he checking on you? And he was checking on me. And Allie and Kiana and at least 7 other people that I know. So
Messaging me, calling me, telling me, hey, fuck your fears. Do
Yo,
your thing.
I'm
Don't
telling
matter
you.
what you need a book. I got you,
Yo.
nigga. Look at this. I was like, man.
we all got stories, and we all seem to have been impacted by him in some way, shape, or form. For those of us who knew him very closely and deeply, but even those of us who may have only met him that one random time at that one event,
You'll never
and he
forget
said,
him.
"Hey, what do you do?" Oh, okay. Well, why you playing with it, right? Like first time meeting. So he impacted people. He touched people. He loved you enough to tell you the difficult things. He loved you hard, even if it pissed you off. He would pull up on you. And I think that's really what hurts the most, is just having somebody like that going. Because even when I think about embodying that energy, it's like it makes me feel drained already and tired already. I'm like, how was he doing it? He was working so hard. He was teaching every day. He was coaching kids after the school day, then going into the studio, and he was still pulling up on people and still having a good time, still
having a
traveling.
good time. Was it a groove coordinator out here so many
Yo.
times? Everybody talking about it, man.
So yeah, that's my spiel. Vince was great. He will truly be missed, but I honestly am coming to realize that his spirit is ever present within us all, and I think that is something that we can kind of channel whenever we really need to. And for those of us who were close, I think we can kind of still feel his energy and hear his voice even telling us to get up and to put in the work, even if you're afraid, even if you're not fully prepared. Today's a new day, and you got breath in your body, so make sure you're enjoying your life and you are putting the work in to manifest your goals and your dreams. And that's what he was all about.
That was a good one.
that was the best way to put it. Like, I can't even.
You want to introduce your...
So Vince was helping me produce my debut EP, and we were able to release a single from that EP prior to his passing. And it was just a song that I've grown to be very proud of. When I first became a recording artist, it was very kind of difficult to figure out like what my identity was and what my sound was gonna be. And I came into artistry through playing the guitar. So being a musician, you have like a different approach to recording music. I'm not just like looking for beats. I'm playing my guitar melodies, and then Vince is helping me put all these other pieces around it to make it a production, which, to be real with y'all, was really tedious in the beginning. And I was like, damn, is this what it's gonna take to to record a single? I'm like, I just want to be a hip hop artist and get a beat. let me get a track.
It's the same thing. You a
And
hip
just
hop
rap.
artist.
Nah, but for real, I mean,
Right, so do you sing or do you rap? Or do
so
you
I'm a
both?
guitarist, singer, and songwriter. I do rap though. I just don't identify as like an MC or a hip hop artist. But
Don't put yourself in a box. Do whatever
exactly,
you
I
wanna
don't
do.
I don't box myself in, and I'm heavily influenced. Yeah, I'm heavily influenced by hip hop and R&B. So I bring that bag out every now and again. But Vince taught me how to record music. He taught me that there are different ways to record music.
Yeah.
You can get a track and just spit over that, or you can piece it together, you know, and like a puzzle. And that's what we did with my first single, True Love. But over the course of time, I've been finding myself sonically. And I am a very musical artist. I am a guitarist, and I'm always gonna resonate with those things. But I'm also a black man from Atlanta. I grew up on hip hop music. I grew up on trap music. I grew up on R&B and neo soul. So over the years, I've been like finding ways to implement those elements into my music. And Chains was one of those songs that, long story short, it made me feel proud because it was like, I'm finding myself. You know what I'm saying? I got the guitar in there. I got the singer-songwriter stuff in there. The neo-soul is in there. But it's kind of trappy. You know what I'm saying? Like in certain parts. It's a little beat to it. It's not all live instruments. And so Vince was helping me figure that out. He also connected me with another dope producer I want to shout out. Her name is Chloe J. She is someone who actually recently released a project with Vince on it. She's a graphic designer. She's a producer herself. She's an all-around talented individual. She was one of Vince's close colleagues as well.
Vince was always around dope people.
She is. She's just generally dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You should definitely dig into Chloe J's music and her business ventures. She has a lot going on for herself.
J.
But Chloe J actually was a co-producer on Chains as well. Okay. So Vince, Chloe, and myself collaborated to make this what it was. And the featured artist is none other than my brother Cairo, the artist. And I was really proud to have my first feature be somebody that I just really admired. Cairo released a project called Black Child back in 2017, I think. And it just took the city by storm. And that was one of the first artists that I was really looking to, like, damn, like this man has something special. So to have him on one of my tracks is definitely a dream come true. Shout out to Cairo, shout out to Chloe, and most definitely shout out to Vince. The song is called Chains, so I think we're gonna give y'all a taste of that now.
Yeah.
Mama told me from a young age that I could become whatever I wanted to be. So I went into the world with no fear, because that was something I believed. But as I grew tall, life taught me shame, watched me in doubt, increased my pain. After a while it became normal to be walking in the shadows of my former life. I was walking through the wilderness before I realized that I must get this off my chest. See these chains, they weighing me down. It was 40 days and 40 nights since last I saw the city light. And then I saw an axe. She said, if you trust me, pull back now, swing, and I'm gone. I'm free, and these broken chains are falling while the notes went over me. This the vibe that we feel, elevate higher, still out of darkness, brighter days, music leads the way.
And when I was younger, I used to run to whatever seemed to be better. Down when I found that it was oppression, trying to hold me back and keep me from moving it up. I carried that weight on my shoulder, we grew from a rock to a boulder. Years that I wanted, I run to them slower, but once I let go of that weight, it was over. I started to fly. Guess after holding that weight, I just lifted myself and got high. The struggles I carried just really prepared me and showed me I really was meant for the sky. I shot the light as bright as heaven, God provided blessings. I was like a vessel sent to give a message, floating through this ocean, feeling like a bottle, paper rolled inside it, holding potent lessons, finna hit your shoulder. So I can wash away the shell that makes you feel secure. Open up yourself, do away with fear. Move into the shell. Soon as you let loose, you're proof to yourself that anything you choose to do, you do it well. So any shot you never shoot, you're sure to fail. You can land with the stars if you aim for the moon, but a bark with no bite, keep it dark from a spoon. Gotta move with the words that you author, don't offer these thoughts if you're walking, you're talking, it's true, no, cause then you won't know where to go. You flow with no selling your goal, so go find your passion and follow that path until you see the light is the end of your road.
I was walking through the wilderness before I realized that I must get this off my chest. See these chains, they be weighing me down.
Who was that?
It was 40
Cairo.
days and 40 nights.
He's skating all through that.
Oh God. I saw an axe. She said, if you trust me, pull back now, swing, and I'm gone. I'm free, and these broken chains are falling while the notes will over me. This the vibe that we feel, elevate higher, still out of darkness, brighter days, brighter music leads the way. This the vibe that we feel, elevate
I can hear Vince on it. Like, you know how you use the back production? I can definitely hear Vince touch on it. Yeah.
Feeling the music, yeah, yeah. Feeling that, feeling that. Feeling the music, yeah, yeah. Feeling
One thing I know about Teddy, he hated space in songs. You always had to fill up something. Like, something had to be there. I know he's like that. 'Cause you can hear it.
Yes, that was beautiful.
that.
Yes.
That was dope.
I like that a lot.
Can I ask you some
I
questions
really
about?
like
Can
that.
he get the mic? I want to ask
Yeah,
some
yeah,
questions
yeah.
about it, man. So what made you come about with Chains? Like when you spoke with Vince and Teddy, you was like, "Yo, I like the song I did called Chains." Like what did y'all come up with like from the beginning? Like what was the idea of the song?
So the idea behind the song was being liberated through art and music.
Okay.
I'm gonna be releasing once I figure this how to get these files and everything. I'm gonna release the EP and it's called Eye of the Storm. And it's actually spelled I, comma of the storm. Long story short, the theory behind the title is that my life, especially as a man of color, has been very tumultuous. You feel me? Like, and it could be likened to a storm. I think a lot of people of color feel that way. And it's interesting how we are products of that storm that we experience. But also I feel and I've learned that we stand apart from that storm, hence the comma aspect of it. But long story short, life is hard, fam.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Especially for people of color, especially for black men. And I've witnessed different versions of myself emerge in the midst of very tumultuous circumstances, some of which, you know, were not really who I am at my core, you know, but I wasn't aware of that. So I'm doing whatever I need to do to survive. And when you're a product of a storm, you can be a loose cannon. You can be an individual that doesn't know how to exercise mastery over themselves. And you can just be someone who finds it difficult to really like accomplish things masterfully and do the things that you really want to do with your life because you got this fucking storm that's always fucking with you and taking away from your greatness. So that's what I tried to embody. Like music taught me how to give air to my experience as a human being and as a man of color. But it also taught me that there's a certain beauty to being the product of the storm and being able to separate yourself from that. So going through the storm, for instance, made me a very strong, capable individual. I'm thankful for that. But I also understand that there are certain things that I learned in the midst of the storm, like not really being emotional, quote unquote, not even knowing how to give air to how I feel,
Right.
not knowing how to speak my truth, not knowing how to operate within certain systems and be successful. These are all things that I had to learn how to do, you know, on my own. And I recognize, like, damn, I'm great, bro. Like, to be honest, because
It
I've
takes
been
a
through
lot
some
for you to
shit.
tell yourself that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm great. It takes a lot of courage
Yeah,
to
for
be like,
real.
I'm dope.
Especially if you were raised in poverty and you come from cycles of trauma and all of these other things, mental health issues, and it could be a lot. And I know a lot of people feel me, and they come from that. It's crazy how normative it is for our people as well, right? Like everybody.
Because it's not even
fucking-
trauma no more. It's normalized.
Yeah,
now.
it's normalized, right? But the reality is it's not normal, bro.
It's not.
And a lot of us are existing as lower versions of ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Our true selves. We're not tapped into our power. Vince was tapped into his power. He was accomplishing things because he knew what he was capable of, no matter what his programming or the storm of his life might have been trying to make him out to be. He became something more than that. And matter of fact, he incorporated that into his being for his betterment, ultimately. Even with working out and stuff, Vince wasn't always the healthiest person, but this man overnight decided he wanted to be healthy. and then started running up the damn hill, you know what I'm saying? And overnight, he was healthier than everybody around him. I practice yoga. I'm thinking I'm the healthiest man I know. I'm like, and this man's like, nah, bro, you sleeping right now. I'm at the hill. And after a week or two, I had to be like, damn, let me go ahead and get out there, bro. And so we all ended up out there, but who let us? Vince. You know what I'm saying? And this is a man who wasn't necessarily the healthiest person before that, but he knew that the health was valuable. He knew that his health was his responsibility, so he took charge of that. So I talked to him about this, you know, the whole title. A good friend of mine, actually, I want to mention as well, his name is Jeremiah Stokes. He's a dope artist.
Shout out Stokes,
He
man.
actually helped me think of the name, and I ran it by Vince and the whole line of thinking, and he was like, yeah, bro, that works. So shout out to Stokes for the title, Eye of the Storm. But Chains, we decided for Chains to be the single because it's a misleading name. You know, the name is Chains, but it's about how life can be a weight. You know, life can chain you down, but music can liberate you, fam. And I know any artist, any creative can kind of relate to how music might be your peace. It might be the thing that brings you back to your center. It just gives you a sense of fulfillment, even when nothing else is going right in the world. Right. So music liberated me. It helped me give air to my experience, and I realized like talking about what you've been through is healing. Writing about what you've been through is healing. And finding ways to address what you've been through and take ownership of things that may not be the healthiest practices anymore is healing. So that's what Change is about. I like the trappy feel to it. I like the neo soul feel to it, but the message is deep, and it's literally just about how music and art can change your life.
I love the balance between you and Cairo on that song. Like you have
yeah.
to like you're so like I don't know how to say it like calming your voice. You know what I'm saying? It's very calming, and then Cairo just go in there and just spaz.
Yeah, he did.
All the way through.
For 32 bars.
Yeah, he did, like literally just spaz. I know y'all was like, just go ahead.
Yeah, keep going. He was like 16. No, you can keep going,
Just
bro.
keep going.
Wherever
No,
we
go ahead.
stop,
Keep
we
going.
stop.
Yours. I know exactly how that feel, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Cairo, man.
Yes.
Y'all did wonderful job on that, man.
Thank you,
And you
brother.
said what was Chloe hand on that song?
Chloe helped with the production. She
Okay.
actually kind of helped us get more of that trappy sound.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Find some of those elements. So, yeah, and then just shout out to how, you know, it takes a team, man. It takes
does,
a village.
yeah.
You got to be willing to work with people. You have to be willing to collaborate to bring your visions to life. I kind of had to get out of my own way, which Vince was helping me do because I wanted to do everything on my own.
Yep.
Just realizing like, yo, I'm a guitarist, a singer, and a songwriter. Do that. You don't have to be a full producer and know how to do music videos and put on shows and like work with people, collaborate with people. Vince was great at that. If he didn't know how to do it himself, he would call the person who did, and it would be great. And he'd be there smiling with a drink and some food and, you know what I'm saying, enjoying the vibes, you know what I'm saying, setting the groove. So, yeah, Eye of the Storm should be coming out, to be honest, and just to be completely real. I don't have a date right now just because of, you know, for obvious reasons.
Right.
But I can tell y'all I'm going to honor my brother and I'm going to figure it out. And for now, Chains is out, so y'all can definitely stream and support me by streaming
On every
and
single
downloading that.
platform, you can get any other artist that you love. The
Yep,
same place,
it's out
your local
everywhere.
Dope-ass
Chains.
artists in the same area.
Yeah,
Support your
Chains.
peoples.
And my name is Yadin Kol. That's spelled YADINKOL on all social media, all streaming outlets, everywhere music is found. Definitely we appreciate y'all's support, and I hope that we all continue to support Vince's legacy in whatever way that we can. His two businesses were Writer's Block Music Company and Teddy Season Apparel. I know that his family is going to be taking charge of that, and so some way soon we should be able to pour into that. And he lives on.
No, he
One
definitely
way
lives
or
on
another.
through all of us. Even people that don't know him, but they hearing about him through his passing and the love shared against everybody on posts, or whether you went to the funeral, you went to one of the entertainment joints or whatever. Everyone's seeing how dope Teddy was. If you didn't know him now, you know now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Loved it.
Okay, so real quick, we're going to wrap this up and take a quick break. But through that, we will play some songs through Teddy.
Videos of Teddy's.
Yeah, some videos of his. So just keep streaming and
Share, make
share,
sure you
like,
subscribe.
everything. Yeah, you know,
Like.
keep the legacy going on. We love you, Teddy.
There's a woman I know, she's sweet from the go. Whenever we get alone, we're quick to get in the zone. Gets me up when I'm low, no amateur, she's a pro. Not forget she's so grown, makes me put down my phone. At first I try to resist, that's when she gave me a kiss. She likes it like this, pro-black, she raises her fist. But the feeling's so real, I like how she feels. No need for Henny or pills, she just wants me to heal. She can tell me how, she can tell me when, she can tell me now. We can begin, together we can fly, and I know she feels the same. We can make it real, all we need is a flame. That's when I heard her say, wait for me, you and I can fade away. Don't run away, you can stay with me, you and I can fade away. I'm on the way. Can you wait for me? You and I can fade away. Don't run away. You can stay with me. Stay with me. no pawn. She call me king like LeBron. Climbing heights like I'm Kong. Up in the clouds we belong. Sometimes she slap like a gong. It's always right, never wrong. One time a friend came along. They both were singing this song. She is the best when she is all on my flesh. I put her loving on top so she can press on my chest. Never killing her soul, never killing the flow. Never telling her no, cause we both know how this go. Listen, I can tell her how, I can tell her when, I can tell her now. We can begin, together we can fly, and I know she feels the same. We can make it real, all we need is a flame. That's when I heard her say, wait for me. You and I can fade away. Don't run away. You can stay with me. You and I can fade away. I'm on the way. Can you wait for me? You and I can fade away. Don't run away. You can stay with me. Stay with me. You and I can fade away. Wait for me. Don't run away. You can stay with me. I'm on the way, babe. Can you wait for me? Don't run away. You can stay with me.
Okay, hello, y'all. We are back. This is the Grind Gang Show. We just want to thank Yadin Kol for coming out and speaking those beautiful words on E.Vincent, Teddy.
I'm still speechless.
Right,
You
man.
know, real quick, I will just say before we get into some songs, I know Teddy touched a lot of people's lives in a lot of different ways, and of course he did, because he worked in a lot of different ways as well, which is, you know, kind of what Yadin was saying. You know, he's a producer, he was an artist, he was a songwriter, he was a brother, he was a nephew, he was a friend, he was a mentor, he was a teacher, he was a coach, he was all these things. And sometimes, you know, life throws you a curveball, and you have to try to work. You have to try to work with those things. And sometimes a lot of people don't get the recognition that they need until, you know, somebody is gone. And I will just say that Teddy was a person that was recognized no matter what. And I'm sorry that we couldn't put this production on for him, you know, when he was here. But it is important that we do shine a light on those things, and we do shine a light on those people. You know, I just want to say, first and foremost, that I'm sorry to his family and his friends and everybody that's going through this loss, because it's not an easy thing. But there are a lot of people that are behind this that are going to make it beautiful. And something that my mother told me the other day that I didn't really quite understand when it was all fresh was, she said to me, you know, what a beautiful loss. And I was kind of like taken back, like, you know, you don't want to lose a friend, you know, so I didn't really understand what she meant. But what I know now is that there are so many beautiful things that are going to follow this event, and there's so many people that are going to back this up and stick to their word, and there are so many things that people are going to follow through with to keep the memory and the beautiful things about Teddy alive. And that's really important, you know what I mean? And I saw something the other day, you know, call it what you want. If you love your brother, hug your brother. If you love your brother, tell your brother you love him. And I feel like that's a thing that a not a lot of people really speak on, you know, or don't say it enough. So I love y'all.
I love you too.
And I'm glad that we can be in this space together. I'm glad that we have each other through these moments. But it is still important that, you know, we move forward with things and we keep our word to things because, like Yadin said, you know, Teddy was a worker. And if he said something was going to get done, goddamn it was going to get done. You know what I mean? So it is time for us to... you know, just become strong and to come together and to make sure that those things live its course. I will say that I myself did get to produce an album with Vincent myself, and it like an understatement would be to say that it was nothing less than magical. The music in itself was, you know, a gift that I feel like we were both given, but something that we were able to share was a connection and a friendship and a conversation. And you don't get to have these conversations with a lot of people, or not a lot of people even bring up the type of things that he would speak on, you know? And I will say that he was a patient man, and he was a driven man, and he was a humble man, and he would listen. He would listen, and not only would he bring the dream to life, he would understand the dream with you. And he would understand the word with you, or he would take the time, even if he didn't understand, to hear what it was that you envisioned for yourself. And there's not a lot of people like that out there that will take the time, you know. And one thing that I will say, I did have a conversation between me and Vince the other day in my apartment by myself. You know, coming into the music world wasn't just the beginning for myself, such as like something that I haven't done my whole life. But I didn't truly feel like I started my musical journey until I met Vince at an open mic. I didn't know him from any fucking person in the room, and he stopped me and he said, "Hey, you don't know me? My name is Teddy. I'm here because I heard a song that you did at an open mic 3 years ago, something crazy, and I heard that you were gonna be here tonight, and I want to come out, and I came out tonight to see you." And I'm like, who is this motherfucker? Like, who is this, you know? And he said, you know, don't fret. Like, I'll hit you up when I got time. I'll hit you up and we'll make it happen. And, you know, some months, you know, went in between there, and I was like, it's not gonna happen. And then, long story short, you know, he reached out to me and he did make it happen. So he was definitely a man of his word, but he was also a wonderful, wonderful person and a wonderful, wonderful friend. And that's something that's irreplaceable. So we are gonna play some music by Teddy today, just to live on that legacy and to show that not only was he a wonderful person, but he was a wonderful artist. So we're going to take some time now to play some songs.
Play some tunes, man. Just, if
so
y'all
the first
never heard
one,
Teddy, you're going to hear him now.
Yeah, so the first one we're going to play is his most recent EP, or his most recent single that he put out, Black Queen. And I wish I could have seen Teddy recording this song, because I already know he was feeling himself with this one. But
Y'all got me excited.
y'all can stream this anywhere. You know, the great.
When y'all stream it, look up
The great
E.Vincent,
Teddy, yeah.
Black Queen.
E.Vincent, Black Queen, yeah.
Black Queen. And you can find all his other music on there too. He had a pretty booming profile on it. He was up there for real.
In a year or two, he probably would have had like.
He definitely was a great promoter of himself and other people as well.
Playing this over repeat.
Man, right?
I'd be like, hold on, go ahead and loop this back one more time.
I need this up at the highest capacity. This joint.
This is the
rock.
highest capacity.
I do.
Me too.
Mama told me, leave them hoes alone. Find you someone you can have and hold. Through your darkest nights, she'll be by your side. She will bring you life, but you gotta treat her right. I need me a black queen, so we can do black things. Make love in my black sheets, skinny dipping in the black sea. I need me a black queen, so we can do black things. Make love in my black sheets, skinny dipping in the black sea. You don't know my name, but excuse me, miss. Saw you cross the room, can you talk a bit? Can you sit? Tell me where you sip, you sip.
You know you had
Like the way
shades
the
on
fit
when you
slips on
recorded.
your chocolate lip.
No, he had the
Like the way
shades
you
on.
move, your ex is sick, he hates to see you going. I still need your number by the end of the song. The good girls go if you wait too. Trying to make the city stop when they know I'm about to drop. Called up box, said I meet them at the top. Put a diamond on her hand, now she throwing up the rock. But I'm a bad boy, have you seen my daddy vibe? Take that vibe. Started from the bottom, but we headed to the top. Coming to my palace, you can take off your socks. Tell me what it is, I can tell you what inside. Brother Swap got this on lock. I need me a black queen, so we can do black things. Make love in my black sheets, skinny dipping in the black sea. I need me a black queen.
This nigga said too, yo. Hey, this shit. Did he say in the
Gotta
Black
look
Sea
it
or
up.
in a Black Sea?
In the.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hell no. That's tight.
Yeah. I can see a video with just a bunch of hymns. like Andre 3000, like Say I, like that. He a bunch of hymns just doing the song together. Oh, that was amazing.
Teddy was also an artist, real quick, that like for other artists out there, I don't know, maybe you feel me, maybe y'all out there will feel me on this one. Like he would speak on like, oh, I'm not the greatest singer or whatever, but like I never met somebody that could like articulate and figure out like exactly how they wanted it to sound in the build and the beat and the breakdown and the bridge and the everything. Like he just had a special way of like, call it what you want, not the best singer, but he could articulate a song and write a song that was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you're the best singer in the world, like that is just,
He was
I
a
think that's a
genius,
gift.
man.
Yeah, I think that was just a gift in itself, you know? And I want people to remember that about Teddy too, because all the work that he was pouring into other people, he would kind of be a little bit more silent about the work that he was pouring into himself, you know? And it's crazy because he was such a wonderful artist. And he does need his recognition, and it is time now that y'all stream his motherfucking songs and you play his songs and you learn his songs and do these things, because it's important, not only for somebody who, you know, was a mentor and did all these things for other artists, but for an artist themselves. Like, play his shit because it is worth playing, you know? It is worth the sound. So we got you, Teddy. We gonna play your music today, brother. We gonna play your
We're gonna
music.
play some music. We're gonna make some music. Yo, you definitely gonna live on,
How
brother.
many y'all
He
put in
did
there?
have, I mean, I sent his
wanna
whole
hear another one.
album.
His album got like 10 tracks on it.
My phone is dead, so you got it on yours.
How much time
You
we
can-
got left?
Basically,
We got 5
Okay,
minutes
so
left,
we
y'all.
can play
You wanna
like
do
maybe
VWU?
2 more songs. We could do that. We could do that.
Can we, Ali Sharif, VW?
I sent it to the email.
Okay.
So this was a song that me and Teddy were able to do together, and I feel so blessed. It didn't come about on purpose, so I'm happy that we were able to make this come alive. Teddy produced my EP, Bear. So for those of y'all that don't know
Phenomenal.
about it,
Amazing.
I do have an EP on all.
I still listen to that motherfucker.
On all
Still.
platforms.
Today,
It is
bro.
called Bear, Bare. And that was a hard EP to put out, and Teddy brought it to life. So one conversation that we did have, I was like, Teddy, I want to put 4 songs on there. 4 is my favorite number, you know. He's like, all right, that's the perfect amount of songs for an EP. And then I did have a conversation. I was like, all right, I want to put just 1 more song on there. He was like, come on now, girl. We got a system going, whatever. But Teddy worked around it, and what he ended up doing was he ended up writing a song himself. So Teddy did write his verse and the hook to this song, and I said, his favorite line, there's just got to be a groove, and he did bring a groove to the EP. So this song is called VWU, and Vincent did help me write this. So here it is.
Yeah, this is another one too that I like.
The way he came in on this joint, just what he say?
He did say you do need some groove in this, and he
Yeah.
said, it's all right, I got you. I'm gonna write this. He did.
It's the instrumental for me, dog. Oh man.
5'5" with brown eyes, look so good, don't gotta try. Hair, nails, makeup is flawless. You legit girl own that shit. Don't wanna rush too fast, it's that no last. I can't repeat mistakes of my past. Wanna be where I am comfortable. Wanna be where I'm secure. Life got me waiting to exhale. Can't spend my time with any kind of female. Some look good, but underneath don't mean well. Just about that thing that's worth to Lauryn Hill. To be for real, I see you on IG, even on the bug. Got your shit together, just as smart as you look. Girl, you're on your grind, I think you're so fine. Do you have some time? I got a place in mind. I ain't trying to pressure, don't wanna waste your time, don't wanna mess your head up. Can I be around and chill if you grow? I'm hoping that it's cool. I just wanna vibe with you. Yeah, I ain't trying to pressure.
I remember we was at the listening party. I came over there, I was like, hey bro, you giving me music soul child vibes, nigga. He was like, right on, bro.
I never forget when he was like,
crazy,
yo, what's your vibe?
man.
I'm saying smoke, chill, drink, we should hang out, brother. Like, kick it, man.
Do we begin? I don't wanna add no pressure. If you need to recover, cause I'm not all together, and I know you can't be either. They say the prices, so don't pay me no mind. Yeah, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. If I got you,
I love
then
how you
got
hold
me,
your
and
notes.
that
Like,
we can't deny.
I love that
I don't
shit.
wanna
Like, it's
waste no
like,
time, so
what the
please do not decline. I wanna be able to call your line in the middle of the night. I wanna be able to slow the time so we can enjoy the ride. See you on IG, even on the book. Got your shit together, just as smart as you look. Boy, you're on your grind. I think you're so fine. You have some time. I got a place in mind. I ain't trying to pressure. I ain't trying to waste your time. Don't wanna mess your head up. Can I be around and chill in the groove? I'm hoping that it's cool. I just wanna vibe with you. I ain't trying to pressure. Don't wanna waste your time. Don't wanna mess your head up. Can I be around and chill in your groove? I'm hoping that it's cool. I just wanna vibe with you. I just wanna vibe. I just wanna vibe.
Hear him put
I just wanna vibe.
the harmonies at the end until the song was done. So when he played it for me, when he sent me the master version, I was like, damn!
What is this?
Damn.
Definitely.
Oh, so yeah, again, we just want to say we love you, Teddy.
Man, rest in heaven, boy.
You have been a movement within yourself. You've been a movement for the city and for the kids and for your friends and for your family. And it's time for us to move now for you, to keep the movement going. It's kind of like water. It's kind of like the groove. We're gonna keep it alive for you. Thank y'all for letting me do a tribute today for Teddy. Thank you, Yadin, for coming out.
I appreciate you, brother.
This
for
was
real.
this
I
was
needed to hear
yeah
your words
this was
today.
an important this
For
was
real.
an
I felt like I was
important
at
thing,
church.
Man.
Nigga talking to me right now?
You was so quiet. I ain't never heard
I was
you
like,
be
hey,
so
I was
quiet in
quiet
your
too.
life.
Listening, I'm like, man, he's spitting
life.
some
But
shit.
he got
bro.
it, man.
But this is the Grind Gang Show. We got Trip, we got Mega, I'm Ali Cherie. This is
Love y'all,
Yadin
man. Y'all
Kol.
be safe.
Thank
and
y'all so much
dangerous
for
out
Hey,
tuning
love you,
in.
Teddy.
We
I
love
know
you.
you
Teddy,
watching
boy.
this and happy,
Yes,
brother. We love
yes.
you. Love
we
you,
love you,
man.
Teddy.